We'll turn ahead to page 23, and we'll continue with Lecha Dodi. We'll do the first two stanzas on 23, the middle stanza on 24, and then we'll all rise and face the entrance for the final stanza on page 25. Page 23, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor bedibor echad hishmianu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'letiferet ve'litehila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machashava techila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hit oreri kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uvetzola toch emonei am segula. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. We'll continue with Tzadikat Tamar, middle of page 28. Tzadikat Tamar yiferach ke'erez balvanon yizke shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva. Deshenim vera'ananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tsuri velo avalatabo. Before we continue with Mariv, let's turn to page 178. We'll continue with the prayer for the state of Israel at the top of the page. Avinu, sheba shamayim, tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, sheba shamayim, tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit smichat geulateinu, Hagen aleha bevrat chasdech Lecha, Uferos Aleha, Sukkot Shelomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael V'Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael V'Goalo. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. You'll now take a moment to pray for those who are ill, who are in need of healing. If you have the name of someone you want to add this evening, please go ahead and rise. After I read through the names on our list, we'll go around the room. You can say the name out loud. Think of the person as you say their name. We'll turn back to page 173 and continue with the Debbie Friedman, Misha Berach. The words can be found in the top left-hand corner. Page 173. Mi shebeirach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Leah bat Sarah, Moshe Tzindel ben Sarah, Chazan Aliza Batya bat Bracha, Yaakov Achana bat Rivka Simcha, Shena Rezel bat Sima, Adam Chaim ben Sarah, Nisan ben Esther, Shoshana Lena bat Yochevet, Kira bat Ariel, Batcha bat Chana, Talia Devora bat Brana, Yehudit bat Ruth, Yisrael ben Ita, David ben Leah, Shemira Cherut bat Sarah, Yaakov ben Limid, Ezra ben Yedaroisha, Yehudit bat Rivka, Judith Siegel, Ernest Edinger, Don Satz, Melissa Lawrence, Jack Azuz, Rick Hammer, Judy Pitkovsky, Diane Shotaro, Jennifer Brown Lerner, Eva Curis, Ken Gasser, Harvey Colchin, Jennifer Hayden, Julia Damero, Elva Pineda, Nancy Levick, Killian Parker, Tanya Bobrick, Marion Camerlingo, Terry Lukanik, Stephen Lukanik, Robert Lukanik, Patty Locks, Gary Guto, Nancy Rummage, Lynn Sinowitz, Chessie Idanopoulos, Francis Gilston, Doris Duhigg, Amy Stone, June Shadman, Pam Daly, Andrew Bustamante, Linda August, Damon LaForce, Judy Sherman, Virginia Fell, and Thomas Narr.
Eastbury Meyer and Philip Benest.
Anyone else? Yes. Thank you.
Judy got it done.
Is there anyone online who would like to add a name? Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all find the healing that they so need and so deserve. We'll turn back now to page 39A to continue with the Mariv service. We currently do not have a minyan, so we will continue with the English reading in the middle of the page 39A. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. We'll turn to page 40 and continue with Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amacha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shokveinu u'vekumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה אם שדרים אותם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Top of 43a. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you. We'll continue with Mi Chamocha, top of page 44. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nohora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, ve'nemar ki vada Adonai et Yaakov, v'ge'alo miad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. We'll continue with Hashkivenu, page 45. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, leshalom, hashkiveinu, v'ha'amideinu, malkeinu, lechaim, lechaim, hashkiveinu, uthros aleinu, sukat shelomecha, Sukat, Sukat, Shelomecha, Ashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Leshalom, Ashkiveinu. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ufaros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We'll continue with Vishamru, page 46. Please rise. Vishameru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית העולם. Lai beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashevi'i Shabbat vayinafash. We'll continue now with the private silent Amidah that begins on page 47 and concludes on page 52. You are still reciting the Amidah. Please continue. We'd like to now invite everyone to turn to page 55 and to please rise or remain standing for the Friday evening Kiddush. Page 55. Savrim Adonam v'Rabbanam v'Rabotai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta Beotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinachal shanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat l'chaim. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'ateit gedula leotzer bereshit shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot v'lo samanu kemishpechot adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'goraleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech Malachei Hamalachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim Ve'Yoser Haaretz U'Moshav Yekaro B'Shamayim Mima'al U'Shechinatu Zo Begov Hei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efesulato Katuv betorato ve'adata hayom ve'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mima'al ve'al ha'aretz mitachat Einod al ken Kabbalat Shabbat Eloheinu. Kakatuv betoratecha Adonai imloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We will now take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember the Yurtzites for the upcoming week of Philip Friedman, Louis Rader, Ralph Yonak, David Chodorow, Perry Scorton, Molly Silberman, Margot Drucker, Isaac Mayo, Suzette Klein, Molly Brill, Solomon Azuz, and Larry Kaplan. And if there's anyone else you are remembering this evening, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and your heart. May their memory be for goodness and for a blessing. We will recite the last two verses of the Mourner's Kaddish since we don't have a minyan, bottom of page 58. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Okay, in just a moment we will conclude with Yigdal, but before then we have some announcements.
My script.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's very good to see everybody here. Tomorrow morning, our services begin as usual at 9:30, and they'll be followed by our regular Kiddush luncheon, which everyone, of course, is always invited to. We're always used to have, up until about a month or two ago, we used to serve snacks, small on next Shabbat after Friday night services, but we've run out of volunteers and we're looking for more volunteers to help keep that going. If anyone is interested, let Ellen Finston know or just Amanda in the office. Also, we have services, weekday services, 8 o'clock every Monday and Thursday morning, followed by bagels and coffee. Always looking for extra people to help make a minion for those services. Please attend anytime that you would like. You would be very welcome. Our religious school is now accepting registration and enrollment for the new school year beginning this fall. Reach out to Judith Siegel, our education director, to access the registration form and for more information. We've had a Tat Shabbat program now going for a couple of months, aimed at families with children up to 6 years old. We have some of these services on Friday nights and some on Saturday mornings. The very next one will be Friday evening, July 17th at 5 p.m. I think that's the one. There will be a Shabbat dinner after that one. Is that right? And it's a free dinner. Right after services at 6 p.m., we'll have our regular Friday night service, just like we're having tonight. And two other small things here. Sunday, July 26th, 4 weeks from this Sunday, we'll be having a special meeting of the congregation, and that's to elect a president and vice president for our current operating year. And also the same day, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. Let's see, was it 1:30? 1:30. There'll be, before that meeting, there'll be a brief presentation of our budget for the coming year. And the same day at 4 p.m. after the general meeting, there will be a piano recital. Our caterer, Sharon Levin's grandson, Ari Levin, is doing a very special mitzvah project. He is performing Jewish music on the piano to Jewish audiences. And this will be at Diane Chartero's house. And Sharon will be providing the refreshments, and everyone is welcome to attend. It's free. And that is all I've got. Anything else? And if not, Shabbat Shalom.
All right, Yasher Koach, thank you so much, Marty. And that recital at Diane Chartero's house is actually going to also include a number of Diane's compositions that Ari is going to play on the piano, specifically to honor Diane as well, among other things. Jimmy, did you have something? Yes, there's also Tat Shabbat tomorrow morning. Yeah, well, I figured because we're already at this one. Yeah. But yes, there's a Tat Shabbat tomorrow morning as well at 10:30.
It's too much of my memory.
Right. So, okay, great. Thank you. All right, with that, let us conclude with Yigdal, which can be found on page 62. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimtza ve'eneit el metziuto echad ve'en yachid keyichudo ne'lam ve'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato Kadmon lechol davar asher nivra Rishon ve'ein reshit lereshito Hino adon olam v'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato u'malchuto Shefan nevuato netano El anshei segulato v'tifarto Lo kam b'Yisrael kemoshe od Navi umabit et temunato Torah temet natan le'amo el Al yad nevio neman beito Lo yachalifa el velo yamir dato Le'olamim lezulato Sofe ve'yodea setarenu Mabit lesof davar bekadmato Gomel le'ish chesed kemifalo Noten lerashara kerishato Yishlach leketz yamin meshichenu Liftot mechake ketz yeshuato Meitim yechaye el berov chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato, Meitim Yechayeel Berov Chasto, Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow morning at 9:30. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.